Same.
Where we do open mic without the mic. Right. All right, so I hope you guys are ready for a fun evening. Let's see. Last I saw Nicky, I was at an art exhibit in Austin, New York, at Bethany Arts Community, where I completed a fellowship. And Nicky was one of the artists who had his work on display. It was a phenomenal show. But imagine my surprise all the way down here from the Bronx to see Nicky in Austin, New York. It was quite a pleasant surprise. And so another important piece of information about Bethany Arts Community in Austin, New York. Last year, we collaborated with them, Art in the Basin and Bethany Arts Community, and we did their first ever annual poetry slam. Oh. It was a wonderful event. We had poets from AITB and we had local poets from Austin, and it was a knockdown, all-out brawl for the prize of Slam Champion, and obviously a cash prize. And unfortunately, the poet who won was a local Austin poet. It was so cold. It was literally by a point. You know, I have to root for my home team. Yeah. It was a win-win situation. Anyway, it leads me to say we will be having our second annual poetry slam this year, to be announced, to be determined the date. But we are looking forward to a full house with the poets from Westchester, Hudson Valley, and poets from AITB. And let's get in there and show them what we can do. It's going to be an amazing event. So listen up for announcements to that event. All right, well, let's get right into it. So we have a poet for the evening. Oh, Nicky, my poet, her artist. He's a multimedia renaissance man. Nicky Enright is an artist, educator, writer whose interdisciplinary work explores global issues. His writing has been published by Apex Art, Nation, and Arts in a Changing America, Norton and Company book, 25 Great Centuries, and How They Got That Way. His work has been presented in various New York venues, including Rush Arts, the Bronx Museum, Macmillan, Wade Hill, and the New York Botanical Garden, the Museum of Americas in Washington, D.C., the Icebox in Philadelphia, PA, and the Emerson Gallery in Berlin, among others. Nicky has executed numerous public commissions, including a permanent subway installation for the MTA Arts and Design and Multimedia Works for the Smithsonian Institution and NASA in Washington Museum, Museo del Barrio, with video, live music, dance, and poetry inspired by Latino futurist manifestos. Nicky performed Slip Road Mix on the Kennedy Center Millennium Stage in Washington in conjunction with Yo-Yo Ma's Silk Road Ensemble. Nicky has been awarded a fellowship in socially engaged art from a Blade of Grass Foundation, a Brio Award from the Bronx Council on the Arts, various artist residency at NYFA Artist Corp Grant, a Don Quixote Fellowship from the Academy for Teachers, and he is an Apex Arts International Fellow. He studied at the Cooper Union and Hunter College, both in NYC. Well, with that decorated of a bio, please, Art in the Basin, help me bring in a warm welcome for Nicky. All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in here, out there, in space. My name is Nicky. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, AITB, AJ and Jim. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So when I was invited to be a featured artist here at AITB in Mon Amour Cafe, the first thing I thought of was a song by HOM, French. Well, he's actually a Belgian artist, sings in French, and he has a song called Mon Amour. So I thought I would start with that, dedicated to Mon Amour Cafe and AITB. Of course, it's like a waltz. Il y a d'abord eu Natacha, et avant il y avait Nathalie, mais tout de suite après il y a eu Laura, et avant il y avait Aurélie, et bien sûr, évidemment il y avait Emma, mon Emmanuel et ma Sophie, et bien sûr il y a eu Eva et Valérie, mais mon amour, tu sais qu'il n'y a que toi, je t'aimerai tous les jours. Mon amour, tu sais qu'il n'y a que toi et que je t'aimerai pour toujours. And it goes on like that. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek song about my love. You know there's only you and I will love you forever. But he's naming all the people that he has basically said that. You know, that's why it's all names. Like, d'abord eu Natacha, mais avant il y avait Nathalie, mais tout de suite après il y a eu Laura, et avant il y avait Aurélie, et évidemment il y avait Emma, mon Emmanuel et ma Sophie, et bien sûr il y a eu Eva et Valérie. Mon amour, tu sais qu'il n'y a que toi, et que je t'aimerai pour toujours. Mon amour, tu sais qu'il n'y a que toi et que je t'aimerai pour toujours. Mon amour, oui, c'est promis, c'était la dernière fois. Et je t'aime. Mon amour, c'est promis, oui, c'était la dernière fois. Et je te promets que je t'ai tout dit. Plus rien, tu nous découvriras. Plus d'aucune autre vie dans nos vies. Mais l'envie dans des bras. Et bien sûr que j'ai choisi, mais pas celle-là. Mon amour, tu sais qu'il n'y a que toi, que je t'aimerai pour toujours. Mon amour, tu sais qu'il n'y a que toi, que je t'aimerai pour toujours. And it kind of goes on like that. Anyway, I just had to do that for Mon amour. Actually, they told me I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. And so I thought that I would do something very different for me, because usually I'm making work for the public in a way. And there's a lot of stuff that I make for my own son, who is an 11-year-old boy named Sayan, which I've never really shared, you know. And so I thought for the rest of what I will do here is I will share a little bit about the stuff that I make for my own son, very personal kind of sharing, and stuff that basically has never really seen the light of day except for my son and my family. So Let me tell you a little bit about him, first of all. His name is Sayan Arco. S-A-Y-A-N with an accent on the second A. Sayan Arco. His name was inspired by the blue color called cyan. It's the color of the sky, often the ocean, the largest expanses in the world. It's the visible root of the word ocean in many languages. Cyan. So it's the major color of the earth, my favorite color. And since I'm an artist, I love names inspired by colors. And they're usually for girls. Violet, ruby, amber, celeste, ebony, scarlet, jade. The only one I could think of that was a boy's name was Gray. And I thought, nah, I'm gonna have to come up with something else. And so, also symbolically, my son's birth brought the blue skies back to me 4 months after my father had died and turned the skies dark and stormy. Cyan describes a number of colors in the blue-green range of the visible spectrum. It's sometimes called aqua, sometimes blue-green, sometimes teal, sometimes turquoise, electric blue, aquamarine. His second name is Arco, A-R-K-O, inspired by the Spanish arco, and arcoiris, which is the rainbow. Arco, bow, iris, iris. Although the earliest projectile weapon in the world is the slingshot, the bow and arrow predates all recorded history and was common in cultures around the world. It's still visible in the word archery, comes from the Latin arcus. Several mythologies have archer deities and heroes, from the Greek Artemis and Apollo, to the Roman Diana and Cupid, to the Germanic Agilas and the legend of Robin Hood. So taken literally, Cyan Arco stands for blue bow, which is also arcoiris. The arco is also like an arch, a structure, the root of the word architecture. It also is the prefix arch, meaning chief, as in first, as in archangel. It's the ancient Greek archon, meaning ruler. This is why we have rules like words like anarchy, lack of a leader, monarch, oligarchy, patriarch, matriarch, something archaic, the ancestry that we carry within, as in archaeology. These are all words that seem somehow related to my offspring. There's an arc in geometry, a segment of the circumference of a circle, originally a reference to the sun's apparent motion in the sky. In geometry, there's the volcanic arc or the island arc. In narrative arts, there's the story arc. There's also a cool thing called arcology. It's the combination of architecture with ecology, design principles for the future. In a sense, my son is a design principle for the future. So this is something I wrote when he was born. It's called locomotion. 2 words, locomotion. Recently, I had a couple close encounters with both life and death, the essence of existence on Earth. I lost my father just 4 months before becoming one. It's been dizzying and the mystery is humbling. But while these events seem rare and extraordinary to me, they are universal in human experience, birth and death. Truly rare and extraordinary are the daily details and the uniqueness of an individual life, the people that people it, and the way it's lived. On a basic level, we all live the same way, born, grow up, if we're lucky, living in communities. We may hate and love and reproduce and study and work and eat and bathroom and sleep and eventually die. On the grand scale of time, the whole process happens very quickly. If reproduction is in the cards, there may be the process of attraction to courtship, to sex, to orgasm, sperm, to egg, to pregnancy, to birth. All these processes are always happening as I write this and as you read it, as I read it. Every single minute, there are about 100 deaths across the world and more than twice as many births. We ride the forces that shape life on this planet in perpetual motion. Oops. Even in quiet moments and even during sleep, we cannot escape the fierce motion of the universe. This is where locomotion comes in. All day long, half the planet is in sleep mode. Their sun sets as ours rises. It is, of course, the same star, which incidentally the Earth would fit into over 1 million times. However, even during the stillest night and the deepest sleep, we move extremely fast. Our planet is spinning on its axis at over 1,000 miles per hour. While we spin, we also orbit the sun at over 1,000 miles a minute. At this speed, we could go from New York City to Switzerland in 4 minutes. Our average yet special star and all of the planets in our solar system live on the outer edge of the spiraling Milky Way galaxy, which is itself spinning at over 9,000 miles per minute. At this speed, we could go from New York to Switzerland in less than 30 seconds. The Milky Way, as part of the local group of galaxies, also happens to be in motion at over 11,000 miles per minute. That's New York City to Thailand in less than a minute. We're talking teleportation. So when life seems dizzying, it may be simply because it's structured that way. Meanwhile, the entire universe is expanding. Every single thing in the universe is in perpetual motion and therefore constantly changing. This fact underlies the fleeting moment called a lifetime and highlights why time is so precious. Close proximity to life and death makes it very clear that every life is special, a transitory and unique phenomenon in time and space that should be valued as such. Change is the only constant, motion the rule, and time the true gold. The challenge is to act accordingly. So can we get rid of the echo? Thank you, thank you. Anyway, we can get rid of the echo? We could just put this here, right?
Now, yes.
Okay. So.
Sorry.
Naciste suave porque yo canté esa melodía disfruté después que tanto te esperé con la guitarra en la mano. Naciste sano, yo te puse tu presaya, tanto placer lo libertad, sayonara, todos dicen wow, no sé dónde está. Sayonara, sayonara, tout le monde dit wow, mais le grand papa est pas là. Sayonara, et tu peux pas savoir comment je t'aimais depuis le jour où tu es né. Ça fait musique et danse, quand j'ai guitare à la main, jusqu'à demain. Tu es le beau ça, je te le soir, so I found a way, a better way to stay with me. Guitar in my hand, playing Sayonara blues, and even really with the black. Want you to know the only Sayonara, singing love and proud. Sayonara, Sayonara. The last line is German because he lives in Switzerland. This is why I'm learning German. Thank you. Yeah. So that's a little song I wrote for him. And now I would like to read a little children's book I made for him. I've made a bunch. I've made this one, which I'm going to read. It's Sayan and Art. Where's the camera? There?
No, it's there.
Sayan and Art. All these books are bilingual in English and Spanish. I made one called Sayan and Thomas the Train. When he was little, he loved Thomas the Train, like every kid. And we can pass these around. I made one called Sayan and the Storm. I made one called Light Bulbs, which is my DJ name, DJ Light Bulbs. Relámpago. I made one called Sayan y el Globe. Sayan and the Globe. And let me read this one. And let me get closer so I can show pictures. So, Sayan and Art. I'll read it in English. Sayan began making art with his feet. And soon he was using his hands. Now he likes to draw with both hands. And he also likes painting with brushes. His father is an artist in New York who always draws Sayan. They like drawing together and they inspire each other. Sayan can even draw with his mouth. True story. And he can draw with rocks and pebbles. True story. This is an actual photo of his sketchbook that I gave him, and he was arranging pebbles on it. Sometimes he draws big airplanes because he'd like to fly. And sometimes he makes marvelous sculptures in the sand. Sayan can invent whole worlds. There he is, inventing whole worlds. He draws and draws and draws until he falls asleep on his puppy's shoulders and starts to dream. And colorín colorado, este cuento se ha acabado, which means the end. Yeah, I'll pass it around too, so you can see. Now, where's my phone? So that's it, and then I'm passing them around, and I write them in, I illustrate them, I write them in Spanish, and then I translate them into English. I try to be faithful. It's not easy, but it's a labor of love. So when Sayan was born, he was crying the way most kids are born. And so I started to sing a song that he immediately stopped crying and started looking around like, what? I know this song. And the reason he knows the song is because I would sing it to him even before he was born. And it went something like this. It's a Brazilian song called Clarão da Lua from Nazaré Pereira. Oh, let me tune. I guess it's humid. Okay. O sol vive sem amor, eu não vivo sem te ver. Quem chega na maré cheia, cantiga de bem querer. O sol vive sem amor, eu não vivo sem te ver. Quem chega na maré cheia, cantiga de bem querer. O bulari dá um cheiro Pirimba da gosto, o clarão da lua cheia, o pouco que eu te gosto. It goes something like that. And another song that I love singing to him is this very, very old song. And when I say very old, I don't mean 70s. I mean like some court in 15th century Europe where the language of Spanish and French were kind of still not distinct. And my friend thinks it's Catalan, probably Catalan, so South France, maybe North Spain, South France, that area. And it goes like this. It's called Din Din Din. Matineta pela prata, encontrei-lhe ruiseñor que cantava sola rama, din 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 danya din din din. Ruiseñor, fatemi a questa emboscata e digalo a mon ami che io ya so maritata. Din 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 da. Not easy. Pretty. 500 years old, that song. 500 years old. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait. So now I wanted to show you a flag I made. Actually, can you pass me the, yeah. So this is an art piece actually that I will read a little statement about, but it's an art piece that I can show that I made when he was born in 2012. It's called the Free Flag. And I brought it as a printout so I could just show it, even though it's actually a flag. Yeah. So the Free Flag, the Free Flag was exhibited in this side of Paradise, which was a show at the Andrew Friedman Home in South Bronx, mounted by No Longer Empty, a great arts organization that now has a book out that you should check out. It's a symbol for global citizens who wish to travel and live wherever they choose. Rather than representing a certain territory, this flag stands for people who yearn to be free. In the contemporary globalized world, there are growing numbers of people with complicated relationships to nation states, people born between borders and laws with no clear status or multiple citizenships. Many have an overarching loyalty to the planet rather than to an artificially delineated territory, and therefore uneasy associations with flags and patriotism, nationalism, to say nothing of xenophobia. Global citizens recognize that everyone, in a way, is a prisoner of nations, banned from leaving a country without the permission embodied in a passport, and barred from entering a country without the consent of border bureaucrats. The Free Flag is a contribution to the dialogue about immigration and nationhood. The reason I bring it up is because on top of all that, it's a flag for my son. It's a flag so that my son will feel like a free global citizen, so that he will never feel like he should kill or die for a flag. Because there has to be a better way. Thank you, thank you. There has to be a better way. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. You see them criticizing, analyzing, and backbiting. The vibes them they're feeling, no inner them delighting and lighting. See them want to push away the right thing. Now go mix up in the how you're fighting. No, tired of your politics, how the cities run. People in the slum without no results are gonna say we often let them know human is second to none and lament of surprise all them skin that I go bun. Yeah, children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. Children, you can sing along too, you know, because you know it. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. It's been a long time, it's been a long time now, still nothing not changed. Thing now, they better be say like just get less. I will say full time now, with the very time now. Use them seek and find out and read between the line now. There's looting and shooting, there's robbing and stabbing, and all this chatting about election nabbing. The fact is, this badness that casts so much sadness. Use them are the one who pay the price for your madness. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. Not them no one no more. Too much. Not them no one no more. Too much smoke off of your devastation. Cause open-minded I go rise and ignorant them I go down. They find some salvation and them no find none. Because they're winding up the gun between a bullet and a gun. When they're mashing up themselves we find some fun, yeah. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. Children today no longer believe in your fairy tale. Hey, Mr. Babylon, the youths them today get stronger and find a better way. So that's a song by a reggae artist named Ziggy. Thank you, thank you. Ziggy and a German reggae artist actually named Gentleman. Come on. I love this song for thinking about a new world and for the youth that the new world represents, you know, hopefully, right? Hopefully the youth are not just indoctrinated into the world as it exists, but actually are taught to create a better world, a better way, you know, a better way, yeah. Thank you. And my son is definitely being trained in this. Yeah. So
Nicky.
that's you know it, you know.
Rasta Nicky.
No.
Yeah. So that's all I got, unless you want to hear another one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now, as a Jamaican citizen, born and raised in the island of Jamaica, West Indies, I must personally claim you as one of us. You are now Rasta Nicky. Another round of applause for Nicky Enright. So tonight, and as all nights go at Art in the Basin, we will now begin our open mic portion. I'll warm us up with something small and sweet. This one is called Our Father. Our Father, Mother's Prayer. Our Father, what has happened to our mothers, who has raised us up through aged years, sparing painful experience, to which you require with force and systems applied? Thy will has severed our birth cords and separated us from the heavens and the earth, and left us fosterless without nurture or nature. Give us this day our reason and purpose, and help us to look inside of ourselves for answers as we undergo an inevitable metamorphosis, to live aware of every moment given. Strengthen our beings like the womb of our mothers, for they dictate the knowledge of the universe and the calling of our destinies. But leave us humble in our actions and wise in our conscience. The earth preserves our bodies, and the skies our spirits, even until the end and our deaths and the beginning of our births again. Thank you. And now, coming to the stage. Do we have Betty Beer here? Is she here? Oh.
Just say hi, Betty.
Hello, Betty. And Ron Mark. Coming to the stage to warm us up and keep us going. Give a warm round of applause for Scarlett.
Hi, everybody. Hi. My name is Scarlett, and I do live around here. But I wrote a book recently, and it was published in March. It's called, thank you. It's called How I Remember It by Scarlett Gomez. So I'm going to read a poem called Girl Talk. And we'll see if anyone relates. I told my best friend about you. She was unsurprised. Could see from my eyes the words I used when I mentioned your hands. This was more than just a crush. Cupid's arrow dug far in me. My best explanation. People find other people attractive all the time. Sight and imagination and chemistry make up the human experience. Soulmates exist in all forms. In an expanding universe, how can we not look at the stars and wonder what else is out there? You believe in aliens too, right? This will go away. How many margaritas did we have by then? I stopped her from checking her next table and wrapped my arms around her waist. She met my eyes, gentle hands holding onto me too. I'm feeling good. I wish I felt this good all the time. My best friend finished her drink and asked her to bring another one. She gave me this look only best friends do. Don't look at me like that. She was the only one who thought I shouldn't be getting married. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So, sorry, 1 second. This last one is called One Last Look. And this was written on the day that I saw my ex-husband for the last time. And I looked really good that day. I just want to highlight that. I like days like the one I woke up to, building up for some time in these long summer weeks from the shadow of my living room and the third part-time of the year. I had tried it all to grow past the tower of debt changing my life left me with. Did you know that we are all just a molecule away from madness? The smallest neurotransmitter, glycine, is the reason we can relax our shoulders, and our bodies can create antibodies against them. I saw you first across the street with your bike, eyes straight ahead, telephone wired hair drooping over outward ears. clogged pores and blackheads dressed as freckles on your nose. Well, what are the odds? I used to wonder what it would be like if I were to see you again. I used to spill the unscrewed jar of pickled red onions, peppery fermented feelings down the kitchen sink, hoping this water would wash away all of my pain with you. But some of the smell stuck to the jar and I couldn't pretend it wasn't there. I noticed you're much smaller than I remembered. Slight hunch in the curve of your shoulders. I heard what you had to say about me and Penny. I know you would never grace me with how she actually is or where she might actually be, but this is the mind game I refuse to play. That is the true reason I don't have her, you know. Have you spoken to your soulmate lately? I've seen the threads of how you talk to yourself these days, reaching out to her, and it makes me think of the time you teared up about how much you love that girl from Connecticut and how months later you shrugged her off and said you deserved better than her. It was then that I learned to stop giving to you, to let myself exist in the dust, in hors d'oeuvres just missed, lingering only in the air after disappearing into the crowd, in the sound of the ice cream truck driving away after finding that loose change in your pocket, in the moment you pull out your phone for a photo and miss the shot, in the unfertilized egg of lost chances, in the morning when you wake up from a dream you want to remember. Thank you. I did bring some copies in the off chance that anyone would like them. I'm selling them for $12. If you are interested on getting it from Amazon, it's $15 on Amazon. But thank you so much.
So I think we're gonna go over to our Zoom viewers. First up, do we have the Elegant Ivory Dew?
Yeah, we're here. We are here.
John Tadras and Elizabeth Tadras. You are next.
Here we are. Nice to see everyone. I enjoyed the feature. Very interesting. Great voice. Good technique. Good attitude. Thank you. And the young lady just read. A lot of talent. A lot of talent. Hi, Tim. How are you? So we're going to be doing a song tonight that I did not write. A little bit of an arrangement of it. The composer is a guy named John Prine. John Prine wrote this in 1957. He was a folk guy and wrote a lot of songs. I mean, a big, prolific writer. But this one is really up my alley because it's a very funny song.
Actually, it would be up your beach.
It's up my beach.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go head over to the piano. Do you have your music?
Do I have my music? I
Where's
have
your
it
music?
over here. Yes. Yes, it's right here. I hope I can find the page.
She's getting her stuff together.
Yes.
That was fast.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. Okay.
I'm getting up to the piano.
Yes, John is going to the piano
Long
because piano is his forte.
Okay. You ready?
I think so. Well, I packed my bags and bought myself a ticket to the land of the tall palm tree. Aloha, old Milwaukee. Hello, Waikiki. Well, I just stepped down from the airplane when I heard her say, waka waka nuka-lika, waka waka nuka-lika, would you like a lay? Oh, let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kiki pukumuku wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a nuka nuka dear. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. It's a ukulele Honolulu sunset. Listen to the grass skirts sway. I'm drinking rum from a pineapple out on Honolulu Bay. The steel guitars are all playing while she's talking with her hands. Gimme, gimme, oka doka, make a wish, I wanna poke her, words I understand. Oh, let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kiki puka muka wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a nooka nooka dear. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. Aloha, aloha, well, I bought a lot of junka with my moolah, and I sent it to the folks back home. I never had the chance to dance the hula. Well, I wish I could have known. When you start talking with the sweet wahine, walking in the pale moonlight. Okadoka, what a set of rocka-naka sispumbakas. Hope I said that right. Oh, let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kiki puka muka wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a muka muka dear. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. Oh, let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, say the words I long to hear. Aloha. Oh my, it's warm in here. I have to turn on the air conditioning now. Woo! Whoa!
That was wonderful. Another round of applause for John and Elizabeth. And so we'll turn it back to our live audience. And next up, we have one of my personal favorites, Adam.
Thank you. I don't know how I top talking dirty in Hawaiian. That's
You
just,
can do it.
oh, well, I'm going to build on what Scarlett talked about, the living room. And I'm going to set a scene. It's so prosaic, so ordinary, that what resulted was just like, say what? We live on a street that is a pass-through street. What that means is one of the step streets here in the Bronx. So people go up and down the street, these 300 steps from all the way down in Kingsbridge to all the way up in Riverdale. And we hear all sorts of things. We hear people sneezing. We hear people doing things you shouldn't, well, talking dirty, but not in Hawaiian. Before it was legalized, smoking a little dope. And we also had the pleasure of seeing people come down our street. There's two signs, one at the top of a hill and one at the end of the hill. And both say dead end. And you would think that somebody who's driving a car knew how to read, but they all come down and they go, where am I? So that's this little quiet street. We sit in our living room / dining room, and Barbara and I are having dinner. Now it's the time of year when the windows are open. So we get all the ambient stories, noise, sounds, everything. One of the reasons we love the house so much is that we get all the urban sounds like that. We get the 5-0, we get the garbage trucks, we get people's conversations, as I said. And we're just, this time of year and in the autumn, it's in between seasons. It's a wonderful time for fresh air. So Barbara and I are sitting at dinner the other night and minding our own business, having a very quiet conversation because it's a very quiet street. somebody is walking outside and they sneeze. Achoo! And I go, God bless you. And he goes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam. Your stories always cheer me out. And now we're going to go back to our Zoom audience. Wow, I am so excited about this new next reader, Mr. Tim W. Brown. Give a warm round of applause.
Hey everyone, so glad to see you there. I am coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, where I am at a conference for work. I am very sorry I missed you, Nikki, live. And thank you so much, KM, for taking over so ably for the emceeing duties tonight. Thank you so much for that. Really kind of helped us out. And having a good time here in Atlanta. It's a beautiful city, although we did have a major thunderstorm earlier, but it's really cool and nice now. I seem to have misplaced my poem I was going to read. Let me see if I can find it again. Who am I? Sorry about that. Hey, let's hear it again for Nicky. What a great, he's like a Renaissance man. I mean, artist, wordsmith, singer, guitar player. Who knew? I didn't know he had all of these different talents. So I was like really grateful to have that experience tonight. Here we go. I'm going to read a poem I've never read in public before. And it was written about my ex-wife a number of years ago, like over 20, I guess. But it is called Of Spoons and Bras. Propelled by the snap of elastic, the wife's brassiere came flying across the room and landed on the bed. I expected laughter when she entered the bedroom, but instead, she was crying. This bra's done, she sobbed, looking through the considerable holes. So, I responded, thinking twice about reaching for her bare breasts. You don't understand, she said. I was married in this bra. Then I saw why she was sad. One more day and one more object removed from that memorable event. While I embraced her to show our marriage wasn't yet stretched beyond its limits, I remembered a similar sad moment when washing dishes. I noticed that our silverware, a wedding gift, had lost its luster after 3 years of nightly scouring. Time is measured by destruction, I said. Pyramids fall down, highways crack, money wears out. What can't be broken are bonds of love, flashes of memory. Non-material, they are permanent. They have the most substance. You're so smart, she said. Her mood suddenly altered. Smart guys turn me on, she cooed. Then she placed my hands over her breasts. The memory of their caress longer lasting than any bra.
To extend to anyone in our live audience, also on Zoom, you can type it in the chat if you would like to read tonight. Now would be the time to sign up. And next, coming to the stage, we have Barbara. No? Oh, I got happy. Okay. So. Sure, is there anybody that would like to sign up? Well, Adam, you're welcome to take the turn. Welcome, Adam, everyone.
I've got a classic. Now, this one is going to be set back, like we set back the scene before in the living room. This one's going to be set back in the mid 1990s. The internet was around, but Uber wasn't. You couldn't call Lyft. They actually had rules. It's a travel story, and they had rules on airplanes back then, but they didn't follow them too strongly. I worked a lot where Tim was reading from. I worked a lot in Atlanta for a family business. And I worked so much that I became a Delta Million Mile flyer, and I was a Holiday Inn super guest, and I don't miss any of it. But what you get in a case like that is all of a sudden they'll say, well, Mr. Stoller, we're going to put you up in the front of the plane. Well, that would be great. Except in this story, the front of the plane was for a 20-minute flight from Atlanta to Chattanooga, Tennessee. And it's a drive that would take an hour. If you sit on the ground longer in the Atlanta airport waiting to take off than you do in the air going to Chattanooga. Now, this is pre-COVID. So what we saw in COVID was people getting a little feisty on airplanes. Well, the woman sitting next to me was about my age now. So that was, again, 30 years ago. And let me say this. I actually would partake in college in gin, fizz, and bong night. Only I wouldn't do the gin fizz, I would do the bong. I would drink other stuff. So I'm no virgin when it comes to that. But I'm sitting next to this woman, and in the front of the plane, they start serving you drinks when you're sitting on the ground. Now, I'm thinking, okay, here we are sitting in the Atlanta airport. They serve you drinks. I had one. Before takeoff, I stopped counting with this woman having 8 and then more. Now, remember, you can't call Lyft if it doesn't exist, right? And you can't call up an Uber because there's no apps on your phone. I was hoping that somebody was going to pick this woman up at the airport, but she was in no condition, mind you, no condition to drive. She was no condition to walk off the bloody plane. And they kept serving her. I looked back when I exited the plane, left it behind, don't know what happened, and I hope she got home safely.
In true Adam fashion, your stories never disappoint. All right, are we doing the second round or no? All right, so, well, guys, it was, what's that? Yeah, we have an announcement from Scarlett. Come on up.
Hi, I always forget to do this, but I am hosting an open mic event and poetry reading in the ID Studio Theater, which is in the South Bronx at 140th. It's totally free. If anyone wants to come, it's in celebration of pride and diversity. So you can find the events on Eventbrite and RSVP. And if you would like to come, I would love to see a lot more faces and just have a lot of different people come in. Dancers, singers, storytellers, comedians, guitar players, anyone. June 3rd, Saturday, June 3rd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Scarlett.
All right, and now we are at the point of the evening where we have to bid you lovely folk adieu. Let's have a warm round of applause for our feature, Nicky Enright, AKA Rasta Nicky, and to all our open mic poets tonight. You know, I've been with Art in the Basin since their first year. Since their first year, I am an official alum of Art in the Basin, and it's just wonderful to have us every Tuesday. every other Tuesday here at Mon Amour or on Zoom. Okay, so in true Art in the Basin fashion, we always say goodbye in our specific way. 3 little words that you all know on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let
Let
love
love
lead.
lead.
Thank you very much. And now for Amy Joy.
KM Smith, everyone, right? Woo! I mean, Tim, we love you, but we know we have a replacement. Just kidding. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out, staying out, and being part of this energy. Thank you, Zoom people, for being here, and YouTube Live. This is the first time we've gone YouTube Live, so hi, YouTubers. And usually what I say after we do the Let Love Lead, I say, if you're here with us in 2023, it's time to lead, let love. All right, you're in the driver's seat. This is your story. Make it a bright one. Good night, everyone.